Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Keyframes with You Know I Had to Do It to Him. Today, we're going to be talking about the Shrekiro video, which had a lot of interesting things going on in it. I learned some new things. It seems like every video I do these days, I'm learning some new VFX techniques. Today is going to be on the topic of color correction, and color correction, along with motion tracking, as that's more or less every shot in this video. You'll also notice that this timeline is not very complicated because I broke up everything into subprojects. In fact, there are quite a few of them. This is all of the project files for that video. I basically broke every VFX shot into its own project so that I would have less problems during editing. It didn't work. I mean, it still lagged like hell when I got the full timeline. Like when I started actually putting the timeline together, it was a mess. It crashed all the fucking time. But it made the individual shots easier to put together and edit, so it worked okay. And I guess we'll just kind of go down the list. We'll just start with the bottom and go up. And first shot here is the Eavesdropping Shots, which had some interesting things going on, and it's actually more complicated than you would have thought. The key thing here is these subtitles are faked. I actually got a font that is identical to the one that's in the game. As this is some fun detective work here. The font for Shrekiro is actually used on the official Shrekiro website, so I just inspected the web page and found the font there and pulled it off of Google afterwards. It was pretty simple to do. The font is called Crimson, by the way. Edgy as fuck, as you'd expect. I then just kind of recreated the style of text in GIMP. I didn't get it exactly right. I think mine's a little bit too bright, and I think that the fade on the edges is a little too shallow, but close enough. Close enough. It looked mostly authentic. The other thing that's going on here is I had to kind of cut some of this stuff together. So you'll see I kind of took the button prompt and a space here that's blank, because without that, you get this problem where you can actually see the HUD still. If I don't do that, I had to perfectly match the background to fit this too. It's very interesting. It's very easy to get this wrong. I had to perfectly balance the color to make it look right, and I got it close. It's not absolutely perfect, but you wouldn't know I changed it unless you were privy to the fact that I changed it. So it worked out. The rest is just audio changes. I had a friend of mine kind of filter the audio back to make it sound like it was muffled in the same way. And the way I recorded this was I actually recorded it. I just turned off subtitles and turned off voices in the config and was able to record the sounds I needed without having to actually do anything with it. Pretty simple shot, but some cute stuff. Moving on to the door shots. There's actually two of these. I did the same joke twice. I'm out of ideas, guys. I'm sorry. First with Ricardo. Once again, this is just the good old-fashioned green screening plugin. As I've said before, it's a plugin that basically you can apply to any game, and it will let you pick the depth buffer out and set a distance of the depth buffer to turn green, and it will do just that. It will make anything after a certain distance from the camera turn entirely green, and I just use that to record various stupid things and then green screen them out and put Ricardo in it. And this is one of those cases where I color corrected it, but I actually did a terrible. The color correction here is terrible, and also the quality of this is terrible. I wish we had a version of Ricardo that wasn't fucking 360p. It's kind of it's sad that when the quality of the meme video is just so low that I have to struggle to get it to look half decent. It's also cropped horribly. There's all sorts of things wrong with that. It sucks. I wish we had a HD version of it. This is also just door opening and then some Minecraft. It's not really anything complicated. I fucking love Minecraft. Minecraft is the best. Oh god, I just noticed that ass. God damn it. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you so much for that. All right, here's the complex shot. Here's the shot that took all the time to do. And it's a monstrosity. It's an abomination. It should be destroyed. I did not get copyright striked for this yet. No copy strike yet, but I did use exactly 1/2 of a second of All-Star, so ooh, I know it's coming. They're gonna try. They always fucking try, and I will fight that one, because, like, holy shit, 1/2 a second, god damn. Fucking hell. That's a big E, you know? It's a big, intense E. So yeah, there's a lot of shit going on in this. More or less, I just sort of redrew stuff a lot. I used a friend's copy of Photoshop to content aware fill things. Oh, your copy of Windows. Yeah, I know. I still haven't fixed it. I'm just too lazy to go fucking fix my copy of Windows, because I lost my CD key for Windows like ages ago. It's Windows 7's kind of old, kind of really old. Like, I think it's like it's almost 10. It's not quite 10, but it's getting there. So yeah, we'll just go layer by layer on this. So obviously the fucking first thing is the health bar. I just cut that out and then photoshopped it to get it nice, or gimped it actually. Then we have lots of fucking masks. Oh my god. Oh, where do I even start with this fucking thing? Yeah, let's start with the shack. Let's just start with the shack. So the shack itself is a still image that has been content aware filled and redrawn carefully to, like, kind of get the illusion of an empty shack. Shrek stands in front of this the whole time in the original scene, so I had to just kind of fix it. You know, I had to just do what I could with it to get it to look right. And then I just kind of moved into the scene, and it's motion tracked against the original shack. So like you can see it shifts around a bunch. I didn't do it perfectly, but I got it good enough where it shifts around pretty much about right and looks okay. The door is another thing that is attached to this layer. In fact, here we are. So this is the door. It's pretty much immediately, so like this frame, and this frame, right, these 3 frames are from the original, and after that it changes to an animation, and I delete the door from the original shot. So the original shot actually still has the door, but I've taken it out. I have no, yeah, like this, I believe. No, not even that, actually. I don't actually know. I'd have to, it's one of these is the original shot actually still has the door, but I've actually removed it, and I'm animating in my own door from that point on. And the only way to really visualize that is to go, which one is it? Oh dear, I don't even know at this point. Track motion? Yes, so here is the door animation. That's just a 3D. See, as you can see, it flips the door out. And then the door just stays attached to the shed as a foreground piece. And yeah, there's a little bit of blur on it. You probably tell, like, it's got a little Gaussian blur going on to, like, give the illusion of motion. It's pretty seamless. It works. I'm happy with it. I should probably release this without the ogre in it so people can use it as a meme template, because it's a pretty decent meme template. You could put fucking anything in there. Ricardo, if you want. I don't know, though. I mean, whatever you want. As for the ogre, this was fun. It was quite annoying and also complex to get it exactly right. So the ogre, yeah, keyframes. Lots of keyframes. Mostly just manually garbage masking out everything that I don't want on each frame. Followed by it being mostly stationary from this point on. You can't actually see his feet, as the feet are below the foreground of the grass, which is also cut out and, like, put in. It's there's a fucking lot of layers to this, and it's complex. There's a lot of stupid stuff. It works. I'm so happy with the result. It worked perfectly. But my god, was it a fucking nightmare to, like, figure out how to do this, because I'm basically just redrawing the whole scene for the most part. Anyways, it's dumb. But yeah, so then he moves forward, and at this point the foot goes from the foreground to the background, or from the background to the foreground here. It's not clean. It's because I can't actually interact with the I probably have to upgrade to After Effects to get the kind of effect I want. But a morphing tool to, like, make the grass, to basically just morph the grass out of the way with a mask, would have been cool, but like, oh god, oh yeah, I don't need that. I don't need audio right now. I have headphones on. They're not plugged in. What a legend. There we go. Oh, good. Vegas is being broken. Okay, thank you, Vegas. Yes. So the foot goes in from the background to the foreground, and it's kind of sloppy, but you can't really tell. It's just so fast. Also, another thing that's odd about this is, and yeah, I just had to mask the feet out manually. When I did them one at a time too to make this simpler. Like it's actually like a foot. I did each foot individually and had them switch into foreground, background. It is a big mess. And yeah, that's about it for this particular shot. There's a shadow. I changed the contrast. When the ogre comes out, there's a bit of a dust cloud behind him. Because in game there's a huge dust cloud, and I had to like kind of match it correctly, or else it looked very off. I feel like I'm missing something. I don't know. Close enough. And that's more or less that. Then there's this scene where Mr. Wolf here gets oh god, look at that. It just won't preview. It just can't. It just can't preview. It's just too much. It's lagging like crazy. Mr. Wolf here gets very surprised because he's about to get oofed off a cliff. These danger things, I'll pull these up. They're also a sub-project. These are something I made custom. They're kind of neat. I'll have to pull them up in a sub-project because they're not visible. Like, it's just too laggy to like actually show. But yeah, most of this is just a close-up on Wolf with... Oh man, where is it? I honestly don't know which one of these is the thing I'm looking for. I think it's probably this. Yes, so I just use Sphere Eyes. This is like a common YouTube poop thing. This is very common in YouTube poop. It's just a plugin that lets you like oof parts of the video and like distort things, and I just tracked the distortions onto Wolf in specific places to make his eyes all like not complicated stuff. Some cute zooms, some quick adjustments, and all the little danger signs popping in, and then of course he gets thrown off a cliff. Yeet. Moving on, let's go to the danger thing. Let's show that off real quick. I feel like I'm not doing a very good job this video. I'm not sure why though. Oof. Probably because we haven't got to the interesting stuff yet. Besides the Shrek part, that thing is fucking monstrous. Okay, so this thing, yes. So I actually, what I originally did was, I kind of like ran a little, what's the word? A vector. What is the thing called? It's like a pen tool. It's a pen tool. That's more or less it. I sort of did a pen tool around the original and made a super high resolution version of it. Ah, where is it? It's so hard to find this stuff sometimes. Yeah, I made a really, oh, cool. It's it's white on white. You can't see anything. Good stuff. All right, there we go. Yes, I made like a really high resolution version of the symbol. I'm sure I could have found a font to match it, but I just was like, fuck it. You know, I'll just make my own. And then I pulled that in here, and ran effects over it. So this is all just noise effects. They all just look like this. And it's just layered on top of itself a couple times, and I have like various like little effects on it. One of the foreground ones kind of grows and fades out. And the fade out is actually done as a keyframe, so that parts of parts of it become more transparent. So it kind of almost looks like it's like misting out. It's sort of like evaporating into a cloud. You know what I mean? Like a steam, like a bit of steam kind of evaporating. That was the kind of effect I was going for, and more or less it just does that little animation, and then it stays for a certain amount of time based on like I measured it in game, and then fades out. like I said, in kind of like a Steamish faction where parts of it go dark first and then it kind of falls apart. But yeah, it's all just noise masking. I mean, it's just being, you know, creative use of noise and glowing maps and shit. Like what effects chains do I use anyway? Wait, do I use any effects? I could have sworn I did. Oh, I think they're in the track layer. Yeah, I did them in here. So track effects is where I did this, right? Oh boy, where is it? I don't know where I put everything, so I can't find it. Is it in here? No. Was it in here? Yes, that's where it is. So yes, I did it in track because that means you can do it after composite, which this is a thing I've been playing with lately. It's a very cool way to handle these situations, where you want to like take two layers and like apply an effect to both of them combined, and in like a parented situation. You put the effect on the track and then do it post composite by dragging it from pre-composite to composed composite, and it allows you to apply an effect over multiple layers at the same time. Which allows you to do lots of little neat things, and I found it very useful. And it's mostly just blur and glow as all this really is, but it's just done with little keyframes to make it kind of give it the right effects and stuff. Like, you know, first few frames it's very bright and it comes off really fast. Like, yeah, simple stuff. Looks pretty good, and the result looks pretty good. I was happy with it, and I could release that as a standalone thing. I'm sure people could use it, but I'm lazy right now, so I'm not going to at the moment. So yeah. There's really not much going on with this. It's just a quick... So this one, the thick is just a quick zoom and some speed lines. Nothing special. This was somewhat complicated. Not like exceptionally so, but it had some stuff going on with it. So the way this whole sequence with the DDR shit works is I just basically pre-animated what the button hits looked like, and then I just copy-pasted them so that they lined up with the game footage. It's the same animation for everything. Like, they're all identical, but, you know, just copy-paste it along and put them all in the right spot. The counter down here is actually I just changed it each time. It sounds like it took a long time. It didn't really. It took like, you know, 15, 20 minutes to do. The hardest part was actually just making all the overlay stuff. I wanted to use the original DDR layout, like an actual, like a really fucking, it looks like this. And I started to do this, and I realized it looks fucking horrible. So I was just like, fuck it, I'll just make something. I'll just make my own. And I ended up just kind of making a really default, like, PlayStation 2 style, like, neon interface that I based it off of this. I found this image, and I was like, I'll just do this. This looks good. And I just made my own version of that, more or less, as a reference. That was just the reference I used. Yeah, it works out. It was a funny little clip. It was good. Works out. Using that Metal Gear Rising soundtrack, people love, because Metal Gear Rising had a great soundtrack. And it's not copyrighted because, you know, apparently, and, you know, you think Konami would. You think Konami would go after people for that, considering their not so great history as of late. But they don't, so we're all good until they do, and then it's gonna be fucking horrible. The OK hand. Oh, this is terrible. People said I stole this. I did not steal this. I made this joke like the day after the game came out. I put it on Twitter. I posted a video on Twitter that was basically the same joke, but less edited. And then people were like, "You stole this from like 5 different people who also made this joke." Fucking everyone made this joke. It's a fucking obvious stupid joke. Everyone did this. It's funny. Anyways, the actual like the fucking edit here. This fucking monstrosity is, oh man, I need to just move this over here, easier to work with. Yeah, so it's an emoji thing I cut out. I took the hand and I literally just cut it out with a mask and then rotated it around and duplicated it So there's two hands, because you need two hands to live. And the face, I masked it out and colored it yellow. Very simple stuff, you can pretty much just like change it right back to where it was if you wanted to. And that's about it. I mean, nothing else too crazy. There's over the whole thing, there's a track FX for brightness and contrast, because regular image, deep fried, very important. We haven't gotten to any of the fucking motion tracking stuff. Like, it's just kind of like how this is in a random order, because of how it is, and as a result, I'm just kind of going with what this is actually. There's like no edits in this actually, but there's a cool story behind it. It's already been 22 minutes. Wow. Okay. So there's a cool story behind this clip. First of all, this music right here is a parody of "The Man Who Sold the World," by like 5 different artists. I had it specifically made for this video because I don't want any more goddamn copyright strikes. So I actually was like, hey, can you just like make something that sounds identical for a parody? And he was like, sure. And he made the fucking thing, paid him, all good. No copyright strike. I swear to fucking God. Don't. Whoever you are, you manual claim specialist, don't fucking do it. I will destroy you. I will corrupt them all. The rest of this is just carefully edited in to fit the music. I rescaled some of the timings and stuff. Nothing crazy. Very simple stuff. And then, yeah, not much happens. And then this. So this fucking clip, I spent a whole night getting this. No one even understands the pain, the suffering. So, you see, I have a shot of the opening menu to Metal Gear Solid 5 with the logo gone. If anyone can guess how I did that without cheating, you win a. I'll send you a sock in the mail. So I had to fucking install a piece of software called 3D Migoto. That is a DirectX hook that is designed to replace shaders in video games, DirectX games, in order to fix them for 3D vision mode. And this software is not intuitive at all. It is very fucking weird how it's set up. And it's actually, it breaks if you don't have the right drivers installed too, which I didn't even know at first, and I was having huge problems with it. So I installed this software that lets you basically extract a HLSL shader from a game while it's running, write it to a file, edit it, and then recompile and overwrite the shader in the game. And all I had to do was find the shader for the menu, find the specific one I wanted with the texture of the title, and then nullify it. I basically just put discard on the first line of the shader so that every pixel that shader was going to draw would just get immediately discarded. And that did it. I mean, the menu was gone. And it took fucking forever to get that to work. Oh my God. But it was worth it, because I had to make this joke, because fucking Shrekiro is like Metal Gear Solid 5 in feudal Japan. It's great. So worth it. You know what? It was worth it. Also, it was an interesting and fun experience to do that. It was infuriating because of how buggy and weird it was, but it worked. And the logo is something I just cooked up real fast. I found an identical font to the actual Metal Gear Solid 5 font, and made the logo real fast, and it's good. It's good. But boy, that was a fucking nightmare at first. Holy shit. So moving on, some backup files. The rice fields. So this is the first motion tracking shot. Finally, we've made it. All right, so this actually has multiple motion tracks going on in it. I learned how to use a plugin that will automatically track it's a 1-point tracking plugin. And how do I show this without breaking everything? Yeah. Okay. I'm fairly certain it's. Ooh, which one is it? I actually don't remember. You know, I really don't remember which one it was, but I'm sure I'll find it. Yeah, there we go. Match move. So essentially, let me get it to draw. Uh, yeah, I have to do a whole bunch of shit to get this. It's not an easy plugin to get working. All right, so the way this works is you set a track point and you do a bunch of stuff to it, and then you just let it go, and it will actually track the spot on the screen you want based on the pixels there. There has to be something for it to track, and I found that you're best off going with something that's very simple, like a very simple shape of some kind, and having it track that. But it will do it, and it's pretty good. It's not perfect. It definitely gets a little jittery here and there, but I was very, very happy with the results of this. And I used it in a lot of places in this video, but we haven't gotten to any of them until just now because of random chance. But yes, you can see the idea behind it. It tracks this one specific point on the screen, and allows me to overlay something into it, which in this case was, oh no, Filthy Frank, partially obscured. Into the basically Filthy Frank is like partially obscured in the grass. I basically, since his legs are cut off in the original green screen, I just kind of like faded them a bit, yeah, at the bottom to like kind of give the illusion of him being waist deep in the grass. The proportions are all wrong, but it works. It's a funny shot. I liked it. I honestly was very happy with that. And then of course we have the next scene right after this where he is. This is where Genichiro is like looking at you, and I actually just recorded a new background, and then motion tracked him. This is it. So the original shot, I'm sure it's really obvious, but he's not wearing a fucking hat. But I wanted the fucking hat. I needed the hat for the rice fields, because this is not the original rice fields clip. The original rice fields clip is like 180p, and it's disgusting. The quality is fucking horrible, and it's a close-up shot. It's not a stable shot either. It's got a whole bunch of movement and hand cam shit going on, so I couldn't use the original shot. I had to like take a shot of him on a green screen and attempt to match the mouth movements. I did an okay job. It's definitely not correct. I couldn't do much better than that. You can see I fucked with the motion of the shot a lot to try and get it right. I did the best I could, but I wanted that rice hat, so I was like, I'm gonna track a motherfucking rice hat on his head. And it is a fucking, ooh, this rice hat, dude, it's got a lot of keyframes. Because it's 50-50. I did part of it, man. I did an automatic track on his, the center of his face, basically. Fairly certain it's this. Whoopsie, not that. Fairly certain it's this. Yes. So, we're gonna get this thing. Yeah, there we go. So let's say just like, I tracked the center of his face, and it tracked it pretty well. But the problem is he turns his head, and 1-point tracking doesn't account for 3D movement like this. So when he turned his head, the fucking hat goes to his forehead center point, so it doesn't look right. So I actually, after tracking the hat to the center of his face, I then went back and manually animated the hat sticking, like moving and shifting around as if it was on top of his head. It was a pain, but the result was good. I was happy. Got that rice hat. It was worth the effort. It's good stuff. That plugin is super useful though. I'm in love with it already. It's a great fucking plugin, and we can now move on. Also, color correction. Oh, I want to talk about the green screen effect too. This is something I've recently been doing, using a different green screen plugin that allows you to like erase them. It basically allows you to crop in the matte of the it's called choke is what it's called. Choking the thing in. Oop. I don't think I'm on the right one, am I? It's this one. Yeah, it's this one. So by choking in the matte, no, it's actually not it. Damn, I don't even know where it is. Shit, dude. I don't know which one it is. Is it this one? Okay, yeah, it is this one. It's just not working because there's like multiple layers to this now. But essentially, choking in the mat like this allows me to like kind of clean up some of the really shitty yeah, the green screen, the cutout is just not very good because it's a low quality YouTube video. So I choking it in lets you kind of get rid of artifacts on the edges. You don't want to go too far because then it looks like the thing you're cutting out is like way too skinny. But it's super useful. Fucking oh my god, like it saves me so much time with stuff like this. It doesn't work for everything, obviously, but it does a good job with a couple of things like this. Anyways, enough ranting about that. And also color correction. It's color corrected. Fucking I color corrected like fucking everything in this to make it blue because everything in this fucking thing is blue. Like, do you see how much of a difference that is? Like, in order to get these things to fit, I had to absolutely just destroy the colors. It was great. Jesus Christ, like it's so important. It makes such a big difference when you do that right. Anyways, the eyes. Oh man, yeah. So this is another motion track. It's 2 motion tracks to get. It's basically I tracked both eyes actually for real. And I did these in like this. So they actually, when he opens his eyes, it's actually correctly tracked in and like animated. This is actually way too much work for a fucking Sharingan joke. It's a Naruto joke. I put actual time into making a good looking Naruto joke. Someone end me right now. Ugh. But yeah, I tracked the center of the eyeballs and then put a Sharingan in. I just drew over the original footage and then like tracked it in. It was like, all right, good. It's good stuff. I don't know what this is actually. Oh, this is just Filthy Frank yelling "Kill yourself." That's actually nothing interesting about this shot. It's just a silly sound gig. The jutsu stuff. This might be interesting. This I recorded in Final Fantasy. So what I did was I recorded it on a black screen, and also on a green screen, and then I composited them together to get the effect I wanted. So like this is what the original recording looks like, barring that piece right there. Yeah, so it's just me in a black outfit doing the effect. And then I just used, I basically crushed the blacks. I crushed the color spectrum down a lot, forcing a lot of the darker colors to go into full black. And then I chroma keyed out anything that was actually black with like kind of a really, really loose key, so that I got like in between everything. And basically got the effect without any of the original stuff in the shot still. So it's like almost completely it's almost completely clean on a black screen like this. From that, I then also took the green screen footage of the exact same thing and got the rabbit. Since the rabbit is a solid object, I actually needed a green screen so I could get a completely solid mask of it like this. Then I had to motion track it because it sways back and forth a lot. It's kind of hard to see, but you can tell it's swaying back and forth a lot in the shot, and I had to like kind of counter that movement. Not easy to do. I got it mostly right, but you can definitely see some wobbling still in the final version. And then I composited that onto this right here, which was not too complicated. Just track it on there. I think it is actually another motion track layer. And yeah, simple stuff. It worked out pretty good. Stupid little joke. Some people liked it. People who play Ninja liked it. Also, I don't play Ninja. I literally have like a Ninja partially leveled, but I don't fucking play it because it's not my kind of job. Jump. You know, I honestly don't know what this is either. Which one is this? Oh, this is just the cat. Yeah. This is just another motion track. Oh yeah, and also this is one of those shots that got fucked up, and I had to fix it because if you change the resolution after you do motion tracking, it breaks the whole shot. Same with the frame rate and everything else. Basically anything. If you change anything, it breaks. You have to do this. You have to do this very carefully. It's one of the reasons why you do it in a separate project always. The horse shot. Oh yeah. This fucking meme. Oh yeah, this is complicated. So yeah, the gist is just that Shrekiro does a silly smile. Little he's a smile. That is actually, I took his mouth. I then went into GIMP and animated his mouth smiling in GIMP, exported it as a image sequence, and then re-imported it into Vegas, and then motion tracked it with a mask on top of his mouth, and it is literally tracked on there exactly right. So you can't even tell I did that. It's kind of cool, I thought, you know. You can't tell when I've done that from the actual shot. It fucking worked, dude. such a dumb meme, dude. I just was like, hey, I'm just gonna do this because I can. It'll be funny, right? Gotta love stuff like that. Sometimes it's fun to just make something stupid. And that's actually most of it. So there's some stuff in the full project here. Let's open that bitch up. Because of course, once I actually started building the timeline, I stopped using sub projects because I didn't want to like fuck anything up. And I did fuck something up. So the frame rates are inconsistent in this video. You may not be able to tell because, well, you just may not be able to tell. But the frame rates are fucking all over the place. Some of them are like that Shrek shot is in 24 frames per second. Most of the video is in 60. Some pieces are in 59.9. It's a fucking mess. Oh, it's not good. And it made me have a lot of problems with like lining up these things. So like you'll notice that this isn't that the timeline no longer aligns on when these clips end and start. Oh, so annoying. So fucking annoying. But I just couldn't fix it. Once I fucked it up, it was over. Like the whole timeline is misaligned by like fractions of a frame, and I just let it go. I just fucking let it go. There's no way I'm gonna fix that. So yeah, that's bad stuff. Don't do that. The ultimate pro tip: if you're gonna do sub projects, make them all exactly the same frame rate. Do not fuck that up. It's just not fun. So yeah, let's see what stuff I did in here. The Warthog shot, yeah. We actually just went into Halo and did that, and then we played Team Deathmatch for a while. It was fun. There's the fixed version of that shot after I repaired it. Minecraft, Sharingans. This is all done in the timeline. Yeah. It's good stuff. I love this boss. This is actually unironically one of my favorite bosses. Just because it made me laugh. It was just one of those fights that I just enjoyed it. It was fun. It was just utterly fun. There was nothing wrong with it. Good ass fight, even if it isn't hard. Ricardo. I added that. This was like literally the last clip I added. I did this right before I rendered the final version, because I felt like this shot didn't get set up at all. Originally, it just went in straight into this, and it's so much better. I'm glad I did that, because if I hadn't, it would have ruined that joke entirely. Ninjutsu stuff, also recorded that super late. Twitch stream stuff, this is the only clip from my stream because, well, this is the best part of the stream, so. I also, dude, I fucking hated this. Oh my god. My camera sucks so much. Didn't I? Oh, I did do this in the timeline. This was actually done in timeline. Okay, so you'll notice I have 4 layers of myself. Because my green screen sucks, and I had to do a lot of shit to this to make it work. So I green screened the top of my body, then I green screened a second time on my whole body with a more aggressive key, and then I green screened just the fucking game so that the game wasn't in shot, because it was in shot fucking too early. because I'm an idiot. And this fucking green screen, dude, it's so bad. And this camera, it's so bad. I need to get a new camera. I think it's just fucking time already, because it's recording at 30 FPS. So there's another frames per second. This video has every frames per second ever created all in one. It's terrible. Not only that, but it's fucking 720 by 1080. No, 1280 by 720. It's terrible resolution. It's bad. It's bad, MK. Just delete it. And this is actually a background I put in because I thought this was too stark contrast with that. And this is also color corrected, but because I mean, you know, the color is so bad on the camera, even it just still sucks. Even though I color corrected it some, it's still just fucking terrible. Where is the color correction anyway? Is it in here? Yeah. Because that's what it looks like, mind you. That is the actual color I get from my camera. Ouch. Oof. My bones. Total ass. I hate it. I hate it so much. I had to make it clear. I hate that so much. I'm glad people got the joke, though. Pro Jared's cool. I like him. Sit, retard. This is actually a manual track. This isn't. I just did this by hand because it was easier. Yeah, and Jed did 9/11. He really did though. Also, I had to match the game fades out here. It fades to black. I had to like put a mask over it and match it so that the text also fades with the screen. Otherwise, it would be too bright. You see how it's like it's too bright when it's like this. So I had to do that to actually get it to fade correctly with a mask. And jokes, water jokes. This was, I don't know what compositing I used, but I liked it because it's just a big fucking, you get a big think, man. Harsh. And this is the joke no one noticed. I love this. This is one of my favorite shots too. All these motherfucking dudes are they're just like doing it to him. And then I had to do it to him. This is only on screen for a couple of frames. It's literally let's see. It comes into shot here basically, and it's on screen and it's off screen. It is on screen for 1 second. 1 fucking second, but it's the best 1 second of the video. And I had to thank my friend. My friend came up with that joke. He's the one who told me to do that, and I was like, oh, fuck yeah, I want to do that. And then this. People have been complaining that I spoiled the end of the game for them. And I don't understand why you would be watching a Shrekiro video if you haven't beaten it yet. I mean, you're just asking to get spoiled. I don't understand why you'd do that. If you haven't beaten the game, don't watch videos about it. Unless you don't care about spoilers. And also, it's 3 weeks, dude. You had 3 weeks. The game's been out for 3 weeks already. At the time I launched the video, I think. It's not that long of a game. I understand some people have to play the game slower because of work and all that. But, I mean, 3 weeks is long enough to beat a game, generally speaking. It seems a little odd. This is actually, once again, fake subtitles. And then this. Very carefully, this is a manual mask, once again, because, ouch. And there's a lot of stuff going on with it. I'm trying to find the, so there's a whole bunch of stuff I did to make him actually fit into the background instead of in the, because, like, I couldn't green screen this because it's just too complicated to do. But yeah, this is a very carefully done manual mask of destroying the child, corrupting them all. Yeah, I just kind of had to manually put this together and mask it carefully because, like, a lot of the pieces, it's just a lot of shit. It's just a lot of shit. Because, you know, I had to, like, kind of get the foreground background going on to keep that effect that he's like Mufasa in the clouds. That was kind of the effect I was going for, was like the Lion King kind of thing. And I like it because this joke works. This is funny. I couldn't. I considered taking it out because it's a spoiler, but then again, I thought, you know what, fuck it. If you watch to the end of the video is in chronological order. I mean, the video starts at the start of the game, and it progresses through the game, and it ends at the end of the game. If you don't catch on, you know, I can't really do much for you at that point. So, you know, it's too good of a joke to pass up. Alex Jones is, after all, a sick meme. And then I actually did beat Minecraft. Like, seriously, I did. Look, I beat Minecraft. I did it in creative mode, but I did beat Minecraft for you guys. Minecraft is my favorite game, by the way. In fact, I'm going to go play it now. So, yeah, I hope that was interesting. I hope it wasn't too long. I feel like I don't know. This is not my favorite Bubsy episode. Maybe... I don't know why. But regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed all this all these goofy goobers. Feel free to leave a comment asking about stuff or whatever, or, you know, telling me I'm a fucking giant nerd. That's something I do know. And yeah. Yeet.